Eleanor Roosevelt was born on October 11, 1884, in New York City. As a child, she was shy and timid, with the death of her parents not helping this. Soon after their passing, she was sent to a school in England, which ended up helping her become more outgoing and brave. She returned to New York at 18, making her social debut at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. She also met and married her husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in New York, where her husband began his political career and Eleanor began her work for equality. When they moved to D.C., she became more involved in human rights and equality.
When Eleanor was in the White House in the 1930s and 40s, she actually worked, rather than just sitting back and watching, showing how important First Ladies are. She especially displayed this importance after her husband got sick and she was able to step in and do some of the jobs that he wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. She spoke up for the people who didn't have as much of a voice, children, the poor, minorities, and women in particular, encouraging her husband to hire more women to join the White House staff. She also supported the military, traveling to visit and help troops. During World War I, she volunteered at a Navy hospital. Though she was criticized because of the disapproval of some, she continued to work for many. Today she is seen as a brave leader for those who needed it at the time and even to those who need it now.
Later on, after her husband finished his time in the White House, she continued on to work with the government, advocating for equality and rights. Eleanor Roosevelt was a delegate for the United Nations General Assembly for 8 years, a position she was appointed to by President Truman. Her position was chair of the UN's Human Rights Commission, and one of her achievements from this time included helping draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. A few years after leaving this position, she was reappointed by President Kennedy, and she advocated for the rights of women.
Why did Eleanor Roosevelt want to do this? She received a lot of backlash, and it would have simply been easier to sit back and stop. She continued to fight and speak for this because she was passionate about this cause, wanting equality. She was willing to work for and fight for her cause, which she did. She had to fight hard at times due to critics, but she continued on.
Eleanor was given the opportunity to speak out like this because of a few reasons. One was that her family was fairly well off. They already had some power. In addition, she married someone who had become the President of the United States. This gave her more attention and ways to get the word out about her causes. These aren't the only ways, though, for if she wasn't as brave and determined as she was, none of this could have happened.
Life and dignity of the human person. Her work exemplifies this part of the Catholic social teaching. Her main cause was equality, something she was very passionate about. She worked very hard for this, and she did a lot to demonstrate this particular teaching, creating a major change in society.